ahead of time, but still, nonetheless, 30 minutes plus this pursuit has been underway now that we're picking speeds. Look at that cruiser catching up, seemingly going to try to make a move. We'll see. But again, this is way too fast for an attempted pit maneuver. This all started in Long Beach.
And now in Huntington Beach.
Us. Yeah, now making their way to
southbound.
Huntington Beach. This is southbound PCH coming up on this busy intersection. Able to breeze through that one pretty simply there. And it looks like they're almost trying to box them in, or maybe try a pit maneuver.
Yeah,
Rick?
here we go. But he's going really quickly here. But they can do it. They can try it, especially if there aren't any other vehicles. But now, a little cat and mouse here. That vehicle is really picking up in speeds, the individual being pursued. 90 miles an hour. You could see he hit the gas right there when he saw that CHP cruiser getting up close to the rear end of his vehicle there. This is an undivided stretch. I know this, heading down south to go surf. There are areas. Now you got the K-wall, which is good, because that's a very dangerous stretch of PCH. There are times where there is no divider, and if there's any type of a situation where that vehicle would meander into oncoming traffic, that could be really dangerous.
Yeah, and this is the area, for people that are familiar with it, you keep driving, you're eventually going to hit the Huntington Beach Pier, which is obviously a very busy area. Now we're going the wrong way.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about right there. And crossing over, that's a red light right there.
You see the police officer there on the bottom right?
That's right. They are positioning themselves. That's what they do. They will position, being that this guy or gal, whoever's being pursued, is staying the course on Pacific Coast Highway, heading southbound out of Long Beach, now into Huntington Beach, towards Newport Beach. Being that they're staying on Pacific Coast Highway, the jurisdiction of the California Highway Patrol is on any highway. They don't have to stay on the freeways. They're the lead agency. They're staying, but they will call. They'll make sure that Huntington Beach Police knows about this. Newport Beach Police knows about it. And there will be that multi-agency situation.
Yeah, Alex and I were just noticing that the passenger side front window was rolled down. Now it's rolled up. Let's talk about what we know about the suspect or suspects inside, which, Alex, we don't know a whole lot. We don't know if they're armed, but as you know, officials always assume that they're armed.
And the fact that the passenger side window went down like that, you have to wonder,
if there
is there a passenger, right?
All right, here we go. Looks like maybe
this would be the time to try it.
He slowed down a little bit there. We say that threshold is 35 miles per hour, but we've seen it. We've seen that pit maneuver occur at speeds higher than that. Trying to box him in there a little bit, making a left turn. Let's see what they try to do. Yeah, this cruiser's on him.
And they're aggressive.
Very. But now you're going to see the driver take off again, hit the gas, just like we saw last time, continuing southbound on Pacific Coast Highway here through Orange County. And all those Orange County agencies are aware of what's happening here. And what they want to do is bring this pursuit to a safe ending, to a safe conclusion, without anybody, any innocent pedestrian, bicyclist, or motorist out there getting injured. Here we go. It's really a cat and mouse situation, because it seems like that sedan slows down a bit as well.
I mean, when you think about a situation for a pit maneuver, a lot of this is kind of perfect, right? Pretty wide open area.
Threading the needle there.
But now moving into an area where that's going to be much harder to do.
So that's a Toyota Camry, tinted windows there, 4-door. Here we go. Maybe trying it.
Try it. Let's see.
Wow. And I'll tell you, it does seem like the individual being pursued at this time kind of slows down and is sort of trying to play with these CHP officers here, but then picks up once it happens. Balboa Boulevard, southbound on Pacific Coast Highway, through Orange County, moderate traffic at this time. Both sides of PCH this time of day are typically on the moderate side. Northbound side is usually a little bit heavier, and we are seeing that at the very top of your screen here. So this cruiser coming up on the side here, and where it's divided, where you have that island or that K-wall, which separates both north and southbound side, now getting on to Costa Mesa, Newport. This is Newport Boulevard now. Let's see what happens here. Making that tight on-ramp there. And now heading in we say PCH is north and southbound there, but the way that the coast winds here in Southern Cal, whoa, really picking up speeds there. That was a dangerous move there. And that's what we're seeing here, Alex and Marla, is that at times the driver slows down a bit and is cautious. There's that motorcyclist, so the motorcyclist is there too. And as you mentioned, Alex, that we don't see that very often. It does occur.
Oh, no.
Oh, what's this guy trying to do here? Trying to pull over to the right. Don't try to be a hero ever. Please let officers do their job.
The guy was just trying to get out of the way.
Yeah, perhaps.
Like, I don't want any part of this.
That's possible. That's very possible. But this is a good teachable moment always. That and it looks like it may have lost its bumper. That's what it looks like. That Camry lost its bumper, and unclear if that occurred during this pursuit. Now in Costa Mesa city limits, so we're heading northbound out of the Huntington Newport area. And now we have a lot of traffic here, and this driver is agitated, trying to get away. We've seen the driver run a couple of lights already, driving at very high rates of speed. And that is the initial want on this driver, that the CHP was tracking this driver, high rates of speed, lit him up, didn't pull over for whatever reason, and the pursuit was on. And it's been on freeways and on surface streets now.
I'm curious the role of the motor officer, Rick or Alex, Rick, if you know. In covering all these pursuits all these years, I've never seen a motor officer involved.
You know, it's one of those situations that if they're in that place where the pursuit is occurring, and they want to try to get some help. Yep, it looks like they're, okay, we got to look at the driver there. It looked like a male, Newport Boulevard there, made a right turn onto 17th Street. Costa Mesa borders Newport Beach down there in Orange County. And this is a busy area. It's the 5 o'clock hour now, or approaching it within a minute or so. And there's a lot of action on the roadways, and this driver is doing whatever they can to evade police. Why do they run? A lot of people ask, Alex and Marla. Because they're not in custody yet. Because there's still a chance that they could get away. We've seen that happen on occasion, but it's very rare. The California Highway Patrol, the lead agency on this pursuit, covering it live here on Fox 11 for you. We got our Extreme Nav up in Skyfox HD here, covering this all for you in Orange County. The weather, we're watching those Santa Ana winds, and Orange County has been hit hard, so the aerial law enforcement helicopters as well as Skyfox being buffeted by those winds at times. But the roadways are dry, the visibility is good. But that doesn't matter because this driver is still creating a major dangerous hazard across Newport Beach and Costa Mesa.
And this is speculation, but an educated guess. It would not be surprising if this was not this driver's first instance with the law. So if you're just joining us, the time is now 5 o'clock, and we're officially in the 5 o'clock news here on Fox 11. I'm Alex Michelson.
And I'm Marla Tejas here tonight for Christine Devine, and we're kicking off
a parking lot here.
Oh yes,
made a left on 17th Street. Now doing a 180, or now he's going
turn around, go the other direction, back in. Is going to box in, or are they going to
try to box him in and up on the sidewalk now around the trees?
Whoa!
And bam, away he goes.
Okay, well, now I'm going to double down on my prediction that this was not the first time.
He is aggressive.
And this was not just a speeding incident, too. There might be more involved. Look at this motorcycle cop go.
There could be wants. You're right, Alex. There's a lot more going on here.
So we're looking at this all happening in one of the nicer communities in Southern California, the expensive communities of Newport Beach and Costa Mesa, usually pretty quiet, pretty safe, aren't used to things like this, but we are looking at a busy and dangerous situation here. This driver who has weaved through traffic at times, gone the wrong direction at times, been desperate to get away. The most desperate move, Marla, is what we just saw a few seconds ago, and so far they have not been able to stop this person, not been able to pit this person, even though it looks like they've tried.
Yeah, so currently East 17th Street and Fullerton Avenue. This started in the city of Long Beach, and then that was on Pacific Coast Highway, PCH, moved into Huntington Beach. Now we are in the Costa Mesa area. We have a motor officer involved in this one, CHP, the lead agency. This was all picked up in Long Beach for failing to stop, and really the want is speed. This driver speeding. We've gotten a look at the driver, Rick. And it doesn't appear that there is anyone else in the vehicle, but that's just from this vantage point. There very well could be, and always officers always assume that the suspect is armed, Rick.
And I look, and you're absolutely right, and we've seen just recently a tragic situation in Riverside County where it was a, quote, routine traffic stop. but no traffic stop is routine. And that was because of some sort of vehicle violation. And that is where that Riverside County deputy lost their life. But here we have a lot of support. It looks like that with this Camry, it does appear that both perhaps the back bumper and the front bumper off the vehicle. You see that in the front right there?
Whoa.
It's missing something. And on the back as well. Unclear again if that damage occurred during the pursuit. We picked this pursuit up about 15 minutes ago. Still moving through the Costa Mesa area, bordering Newport Beach, picking up speeds here. Our Extreme Nav system is on it always for you. And you can see how fast this vehicle is going. This individual who's being pursued by the California Highway Patrol. Now we're getting on the 55 freeway. The double nickel there, down by John Wayne Airport here in Orange County, heading northbound up towards what would be the 405 freeway. So lots of options, a wide open freeway, a runway there, so to speak, that this driver is trying to evade the California Highway Patrol. Again, just a simple failure to yield, high speeds, didn't pull over. Now he's ripping down the 55 freeway at 100 miles an hour, endangering everybody on that freeway.
Yeah, this looks like a NASCAR race, and it's quite something, Marla, how wide open this freeway is at 5 o'clock at night as well.
Yeah, a lot different than on those surface streets. And so that's right when we see, look at 110 miles per hour, just as Rick said, ripping through the 55 south right now. And now we talk about strategy. And this completely changes everything because obviously a pit maneuver is not an option. Spike strips are, but that's when it comes to strategizing to get ahead of the driver, Rick. And I know you have something to say.
No, just to put this into perspective, the location. So it's the 55 north coming out of Costa Mesa and Newport Beach. He'll be hitting the 73 toll road. That would be an option. I am seeing a little bit more in the way of traffic on the 55 north as you approach the 405 by South Coast Plaza. Here we go, making an exit on the 55. There's the 405 option I just spoke of. So we'll see what happens here.
Is he willing to pay the toll?
There you go. Unlikely.
And it's the fastest way to go.
And we talk about all of those infractions, those vehicle infractions, the initial speed, all of the lights that he ran through. Yes, the California Highway Patrol can log all of those, keep track of them, and list all of those once they do. And hopefully they will bring this guy into custody without anybody else, if anybody was harmed during this pursuit. Because we do see some damage, unclear, no confirmation that the front and back bumper were lost during this pursuit, but that vehicle does not look like it's in good shape in terms of the front or back, but it has not been compromised in terms of its ability to move because we've seen it move in excess of 100 miles an hour thanks to our Extreme Nav system. Took the 73. There you go, Alex. He's on the toll road there.
Yeah. So in addition to the red light issues, they'll have to deal with the tolls later on as well.
There you go. That's right. He's going to be lit up by those sensors as he passes underneath them. 73 here. Making his way or her way. It appeared that it was a male from our vantage point here. This is down near John Wayne Airport, near the South Coast Plaza here in the heart of Orange County, behind the orange curtain, as they like to say in the past here. And again, this is just the CHP attempting to pull this driver over for high rates of speed, didn't pull over, and the pursuit was on here. 405 freeway now, so from the 73 onto the 405 into the carpool lanes there. There are a lot of carpool lanes. We'll see if that's the route he chooses to take, and we're assuming it is a male. Unclear if there's a new CHP unit that is trailing. That's an Orange County unit there from the California Highway Patrol. We were in LA County when this pursuit started, Alex and Marla.
Yeah, so when this pursuit was called in, that was almost an hour ago at 4:20 in the city of Long Beach on PCH, on the picturesque PCH, as Alex pointed out, and then that driver took us through Huntington Beach, and now here we are.
South Coast Drive.
South Coast Drive.
South Coast Plaza. You all know it, that mall, one of the most popular malls down there in Orange County, right off the 405 freeway. Lots of traffic needling their way through here.
They've got good taste in terms of locations. I mean, some of the more beautiful spots in Southern California we're getting a tour of right now as we approach sunset here in Southern California. But look at this desperation getting off the freeway. Wow.
Yep, and those vehicles are doing exactly what they should be. Slowly pull over to the right if you can safely. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to box the vehicle in any way. You don't know what you're dealing with. This individual, you have to assume, armed, obviously not in a good frame of mind, could be under the influence, running from the police here, doing whatever they can to get away from the police. Front and back end damage to this vehicle. Unclear again if that's the result of this pursuit, if it happened earlier before we picked it up. But bottom line is this driver is driving recklessly here down in Orange County. Exiting the freeway, Harbor Boulevard was the exit there from the 405 freeway.
I'm looking here because on various angles, I was seeing if it was paper plates on this vehicle.
Yeah, good point, because they did appear to have that white border there. It's possible. We'll see. Again, it's a four-door Camry, and right across this intersection, red light right there. You could see because all the traffic in the direction that they were headed was halted there. Harbor Boulevard here, continuing on South Harbor Boulevard. A wide open street here now, making a hard left, a 180. Yeah,
Watch
made
out.
that tight. Oh,
U-turn.
tried the pit maneuver there.
Oh.
Just missed. He hit him. He got him.
He did.
But,
He
the
made
pit maneuver
contact.
didn't work, but that was a good time to do it, especially when he was making that hard 180 there.
Yeah, and we saw, for those just joining us perhaps, we've seen some aggressive pursuit driving.
Here we go. We're going to try it again. It
From
looks like
officers. Here we go.
this guy's going to go, hey, we're
here
done
we go.
here. We're done.
Whoa!
That's right.
There we go.
And we got him. We pitted him here, but is the vehicle,
Gonna stop
this
now,
gets very
boxed
dangerous
in.
here. Now we're going to
That
try
direction,
to
is he
swing
gonna
back,
go
box him in
backwards?
on the back, so we can't do a little, turnaround here. Now, this is where it gets dangerous.
Is this gonna
The
be the end?
officers are giving this motorist clear instructions. This is very important as we watch this. Law enforcement helicopter down in the dirt there at about 400 or 500 feet. K-9 unit on the scene there as well, which is great. Those are officers. That dog is an officer that is trained, that puts themselves into danger just like the officers do. Now, what's happening here? They're giving the driver clear instructions to get out, hands up. It looks like we're seeing some hands. It looks like perhaps we're seeing some hands there through the windshield.
We've seen this before, though, where the driver has literally driven off.
Yeah, they could.
Oh yeah, back up, and it looks like
they could go in reverse.
They could just a little
yeah.
back up into that little driveway there, and then another right turn. Okay, looks like they are.
Oh, they are.
Yep,
Getting
they're
Doors
going to
open.
abide by the police's and the California Highway Patrol's command here. And hands out,
that dog
hands
looks-
clearly visible.
that dog looks
K-9
ready
unit
to go.
standing by. There's the left hand,
This guy does not want
And
that
it is a
dog
male.
coming at him.
as we suspected, doing what they're told here, and then they'll be told to lay flat on the pavement. Looks like this seatbelt's still kind of strapped around his left arm there, so he's trying to free himself from. Now he's free from there, doing exactly what he's been told. Walk backwards. K-9 is very agitated there, and down on his knees, flat, and then the lead officer will come up, will pat this individual down, make sure that they do not have any weapons on them, and we'll take them into custody. Then what we'll see is they'll clear that vehicle and just make sure that there's nobody else inside that vehicle. All right, suspect in custody, cuffed, thankfully. Again, it's unclear, Alex and Marla, if there was anybody hit or hurt during this. It clearly looks like the front end damage on that vehicle, that Camry. There is front end damage, perhaps a lost bumper in the front and in the back there.
And that was, if I'm not mistaken, the Orange County vehicle that did that successful pit maneuver.
Very aggressive.
Yeah, that was great.
The white unit there, the all-white CHP unit.
Okay, so they're doing as you said, Rick, and they're clearing the vehicle or making sure that there's no one else there. They'll check the trunk, and then they'll give the code 4.
Fingers.
Yep, 4
Code
fingers
4,
means
all clear. That's what they just
clear.
did. So suspect in custody. We're going to find out exactly more details on exactly how this started and if anybody was hit. They cleared the trunk as well. As you can see, the trunk is open on this Camry. Coming to an end here with a very successful pit maneuver. That is the acronym for Pursuit Intervention Technique.
All right. Job well done there by law enforcement.
California Highway
That was
Patrol.
kind of textbook on how to handle that situation, and thankfully nobody was hurt, at least in the part that we saw. All right, with that, I guess we officially welcome you inside for the Fox 11 News at 5. Once again, I'm